when we last reset the presentation, talking about the the efficiency energy, and after Sandy talking about the ExxonMobil, the complex project for developed oil field and upstream and downstream facility, and we are now talking about our experience for 25 years, how we can integrate electricity, control, automation, knowledge, for basically between the 70 until 80%, the consumption for the oil field project is dedicated for well. When we evaluate all the oil production global for all the companies, the more important issue is the efficiency for oil production. But of course, when we're talking about the electricity, we're not talking about the petroleum engineering or reservoir engineering, but basically the first power for action and motion in the oil field is the electrical motor. And when we identify the electrical motor in the oil field, basically in the well, the question basically is why we don't invest more artificial intelligence, machine learning concept for this behavior for the electricity. And this is the presentation for today to us. The innovative solution for oil production and optimization for artificial lift system. Our group is working in all the Americas, Venezuela, Colombia, Brazil, and we only dedicated for artificial lift solution system on the surface and downhole. What is the challenger for all the industry today? When Larry showed the presentation, said that the cost, the crude oil is cheap. $45 or $50 per barrel is not really cheap. It reduced the price. But the challenger for the company today, for the end user company, is really create more value and reduce the oil production cost with more efficiency. If you're asking to all the end user in the oil field, everybody need pay less money for the product crude oil and less energy consumption. But of course, all the oil production is not in the cities. If you identify the oil field global, all the oil field is outside the city. You need more people go to the oil field, more dedicated people with experience, with technology, is outside for the biggest city. In the Gulf of Mexico, in the Orinoco Belt, in the place in the pre-salt in Brazil, all the oil field in Africa, Saudi Arabia is outside the big well. And the first challenger is oil production optimization. How we can increase the well run life in the downhole, how we can increase the surface equipment run life, and additional how we can optimize this solution. The other point that Sandy from ExxonMobil talking is about the standardization, how we can create value in the future with the knowledge that we have now. The massification for artificial lift technology is basically mandatory today. All the pressure in the downhole reservoir for the crude oil measured in the 90% of the oil field need artificial lift method. Gas lift, rod pump, ESP, and PCP pump. How we can increase the run life for this? Why diagnostic for failure? We don't have a lot of time to take the decision because the reservoir pressure on the reservoir behavior change every day, every hour, every second. Quality energy, how we can have the better protection for the system, surface downhole, how we can create algorithm to control the equipment for optimize the energy consumption. And of course, how we can create facility infrastructure that you can repeat, and this facility infrastructure can be adaptive in the future for different downhole. For example, when we are starting a project for upstream facility, the reservoir and petroleum engineering decide the best method for producing crude oil is, for example, electric submersible pump in the downhole. But the technology in this moment is the best methods ESP. But maybe in the next 3 years, the reservoir discover other kind of productive soil and say, okay, we need to create now thermal well with injection, steam or create combustion in situ, and this kind of ESP pump cannot working, and they have to move to road pump, for example. How we create the infrastructure? Can we be adaptive in the future for different artificial lift methods in the upstream, basically, and when you decide for the well path? For illustrative proposal, we show our challenger for every day in the oil field. For ESP completion and PCP completion, these two artificial lift methods is the leader now in the global marketplace. Of course, there are biggest base installed for road pump, but in all the major new projects, this is the two methods we have for the sample for this presentation. When we have the ESP completion, now it's impressive the quantity or permanent managed motor is working in this moment in the oil field. The market moved from induction downhole motor to the PMM motor. And this is complicated because it's two different kinds of control. How we can create the surface control system adaptive for these two kinds of motor today. And several downhole pump manufacturing from US, from Europe, from Russia, and from inclusive Saudi, there are different downhole pump manufacturing. How we can create mathematical model, machine learning concept, and digital oil field concept to adaptive this electrical control and consumption for these different kinds of manufacturing for downhole. And of course, everybody has to know the information in the downhole. And in the same case, we have different downhole sensor manufacturing. When we check in this only for ESP, we have different pump manufacturers, different kind of motor, different kind of sensor, and different kind of tip, and different kinds of casing, tubing, wherever. And the other kind for in the surface, we have tubing head pressure and tubing head temperature, and we move to PCP. The same case, different kinds of downhole manufacturing, other kinds of control, different kinds of control because the torque is important in this method. There are backspin control for the rod string energy and other different features. In only two methods, the more common methods that they are create value in this moment in the market, we have different manufacturing, different variable, different kind of control, and this is the issue here. If we checking all the majors or the biggest end user oil field or the end user production company move to the cluster arrangement. During the last 15 years or 20 years, the directional drilling moved to the market to the cluster concept. I have a specific place in the surface, and through the drilling, we can achieve different kind of oil and different kind of sand. And this is the typical, basically, that we have find now in the cluster, basically in this moment for the sample in the offshore, is the same for the onshore or offshore, okay? One PCP pumps, different ESP, with, in this case, with one multi-phase valve procedure for measuring oil field, different controller on the surface for each manufacturing of the pump, supply a different manufacturing or BSD or controller, and transformer, surface measurement, wellhead, wireless hard, different kind of instrumentation on the surface, is the same case that the downhole. You have several suppliers, several technology, and how we can to solve this. One important issue for the integration for electrical and control, we need to identify that there are not only two disciplines combined in this case, not only the electrical engineering or the automation engineering. We have to involve artificial lifting engineering because in the end of the day, the barrel crude oil is the more important target for all these companies. How we can create civil engineering, how we can create a repetitive solution for the surface. Petroleum engineering, artificial lift completion. Today I prefer this pump, but tomorrow I prefer other pump manufacturing, or we need to change the artificial lift method. Automation and control engineering. And the more important issue in the end of the day is the oil production management. How we can create artificial intelligence for the artificial lift. How we can create management, the oil production through the energy management for the motor on the downhole or the surface. Because the more important point in this case is all the variable that you have to control after you completion the oil well is the speed. You don't have other opportunity to control other variable after you have the completion of the well. And this is the integration. In this case, we have different equipment, standard equipment, in this case for robot automation, for integrate this solution. And we have two requirements for the market. The standalone well is the well separate for the cluster, or the cluster solution for create value. The application is very important now for the behavior for the reservoir, because the electrical for BSD is a standard, is managed during several years. But the more important issue now is how we can develop the application software control to integrate the electrical equipment and control equipment with the downhole equipment for the oil production in the upstream. Multiple application displays. It's very important to integrate the operator for the end user. Quality energy monitoring, harmonic, efficiency. Operative data for different methods, and for multi-phase pump solution too, because you have to integrate the downhole multi-phase production with the surface multi-phase pump production. And the operation control to control with efficiency all the downhole and surface equipment. But all this data is integrated in this platform. Optimization algorithm, how we can optimize the road pump, the ESP, the PCP pump, basically all oriented to the IPR, is the production, key production for the well. This is the power the well has to oil production quantity, okay? In this case, the other important issue is the graph energy consumption integration with oil production with barrel per day. Is the nomographic chart for PCP, ISP, and multi-phase pump, the dynagraph circular chart for ESP basically, the dynagraph downhole and surface for road pump, and all integrated for all artificial lift system well productivity chart. Then this is the quantity of barrel per day we can produce in this moment for this oil field, for this oil well, or for this cluster. Then we evaluate all the integration and we create this new concept. It's the well optimization system. We don't talking about the electrical equipment with drive, switch gear, switchboard, or DOL starter, or soft starter. We create the concept, management, the energy, and the control for the equipment. And in this case, we have central operation data, field instrumentation, online production measurement, was electrical consumption, to take this new concept, intelligent well optimization and control, that you create with all the variables, what the oil production in the reservoir, and how we can create more value with more energy consumption for oil production. How is the process, electrical and automation, and the supply chain? First, how we can standardize approach to operate diverse artificial lift methods. Extended the life cycle of wells, basically in the downhole. Extend the life cycle of mechanical assets. Electrical and automation, better respond to harmonic mitigation and power quality. Optimization of electrical generator or electrical network. Integrate management of process and motor operation. Consistent control operation across variable voltage power. Tight integration of motor control device and high quality of information to the operation. And what is the supply chain? A standard solution for diverse types of mechanical assets, reduction inventory, and faster delivery implementation. We have only one control system and one management system for different artificial lift methods, for different downhole pump manufacturing, for different downhole sensor manufacturing. This is the more important issue here. We have only one control system management the different kinds of artificial lift methods and multi-phase pump on the surface. Lesson learned, technical and business. The market demands what capabilities in power electronics, artificial lift, control strategy, automation solution, with only one single interface operative. Single integration is the key. It's important that all the integration is ready to use on field. In this case, with robot automation, we dedicated engineering during 15 years to create value between the standard products. This is the other important issue in this case. We are integrating a more robot automation value equipment in our process for integration. Basically, in the plant PAX. Optimize the production and well path construction with Sila 2S and WOS technology solution. We have now, for the technical solution, around 5,000 wells running in South America with this technology. Business. A single solution integrates all the component and equipment. We can create value for the business for line production for the equipment with a standard solution. Expertise and synergy across the discipline. We involve automation, electrical engineering, petroleum engineering, reservoir engineering, to everybody put the solution in one package. Expertise and synergy for across discipline for effective solution, oil and gas. And best-of-breed solution for manufacturing, like Rockwell automation. Okay, thank you.